Hey everyone, and welcome back to VFXY once again. So in today's video we are going to see second part of our ongoing series, which is materials in Unreal Engine. Yes, in today's video we are going to see how we can take it further our material work. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Okay, in the last class we have done with the add node. So as you can see over here in add node, we have added one color and one value, but it's not like that. You can add multiple colors. Like if I'm going to take 3 vector and if I'm going to take another color like this, and if I'm going to add this, so what will happen? The combination of blue and orange will be inside our material viewer, right? So you can add 2 colors, you can add one color, one value, you can add 2 values as well, right? This is the way how we can use add, right? Going ahead, we can do multiple things as well. Now, if I want to mix 2 colors on the basis of alpha mask, right? So it's very effective way to mix 2 colors, 2 textures, and vice versa, right? So let's do that. I'm going to disconnect these and I'm going to keep it over here, right? Like I can do this. Let's delete it. We don't need it. Okay, so suppose that I want to mix these 2 colors on the basis of alpha. So what I have to do here, I have to take a node called Lerp, but over here you have to type linear interpolation, right? Like this, linear interpolate, right? Or you can hit L and click left click, you will get your Lerp node, right? So what exactly Lerp will do? See, we have 2 inputs and 1 alpha input. So if I'm going to connect this with A and connect this with B, and for alpha, if I'm going to take one constant, and by default, let me preview it by right clicking it and start preview. So probably you'll have 0.5 alpha value by default, but if I'm going to use this, so what will happen if you are getting 0 means black, your A input will be visible, and if I'm going to hit 1 or white, I'll get my this value, right? So what happened? I don't want value, I want some kind of texture to use it, right? So what I have to do, let's disconnect it by clicking alt and left click, and I'm going to take a node called checker pattern. And in checker pattern, we have few things to do. Like first thing first, you need to input one UV. So you can hit U and left click, you will get texture coordinate, or you can hit tab or right click and you can type texture coord. So you will get texture coord, this one, texture coordinate, right? So I'm going to connect this with texture coord, and I'm going to take one constant by hitting 1 and left click, and I'm going to preview it from here. And if I'm going to put like 1 or I'm going to put 2, so you can see I'm getting my checker. So probably I'm going to put 20. Let's see. So I'm getting this kind of checker value, black and white. And if I'm going to preview it from here and going to put my alpha value over here, so wherever you are getting your black, you will get your orange, and wherever you are getting your white, you will get your blue color, right? So if I'm going to connect it from here and I'm going to stop, you can easily see your mixed material is ready, right? So let's use this technique and create some shaders to it, right? So let's do that by importing few textures, right? So I'm going to disconnect it. I'm going to keep it aside, and I'll hit Control and space bar, and I'll go to my textures. Like if you want to go to texture, go to starter menu and textures, right? So probably I can choose these 3 textures. Let me drag and drop. You can import any external texture by dragging and dropping it inside your material graph node, right? So here I have my base color. So if I'm going to connect it from base color to base color, it will be like this. Let's understand this texture. This is basically mask. So if I'm going to double click over here, so I'll come over here, and if I'm going to double click, let's see what exactly we have. So we have red, green and blue channel. So in red channel, we have roughness, and in green channel, we are having our ambient occlusion, and in our blue channel, we will have our bump map, right? So let me check if I am having alpha. So we don't have alpha. So I'm going to use these mask in a different way, right? So let's close it and let's see how I can use it. So as I mentioned earlier, my red channel is for my roughness. I'm going to connect it. My green channel is my ambient occlusion. I'm going to connect it. And for now, I'm not going to use blue channel as a displacement map. So I will use it later. And here I'm going to use my normal map as well. So normal will go to normal. So this will be my texture, something like that. Right now, suppose that what you want to change the color of bricks, but you don't want to change the color of this area, the groove one, right? So how I can do it? It's pretty simple, right? Probably I want orange kind of stuff, or probably you can change it. It's all up to you. So if I'm going to use a multiply node like this, I'm going to multiply this thing and my color value. What will happen? Let me preview it. So it will be like this. It will be overall because we don't have any input of alpha in multiply. But in Lerp, I will have my alpha, right? So this will be my A and this will be my B. But I want to mask, let me preview it. I want to mask, like I don't want orange color where my grooves are or where my plasters are, right? So what happen if I'm going to use my blue channel as a mask or my displacement map as a mask? It's pretty simple. I'm going to connect blue as alpha. So easily you can see I'm getting orange color over here, but mostly I'm getting inside my plaster area, but I want inverted result. So to invert any value, I have to use one node called 1 minus. So I'm going to type 1 minus. And I'm going to connect blue with 1 minus, and here I can connect alpha. So easily you can see you are getting your result, but few patches are coming over here. So let me preview it. So I can fix it by adding another node called power. So what power will do? Basically power will boost contrast, right? So I'm going to connect power over here, and in exposure I can easily change exposure from here, or I can take one constant node and I can easily connect it over here. So suppose that I'm going to type 5. So I'm getting good result. So let's connect it. Later on I can change it. So let's preview it from here. Now I'm getting not that good result because this value is too much. Probably I'll use 2 or 1. Now I'm getting good result, right? So I'm getting my color on bricks only. Let's connect it from here to here. Now this will be my base color. Can you see that? Like I'm getting few grunges, like it's coming pretty nicely, right? Now what happened if I say I want some moss color inside area? We can do it. It's pretty simple. Let's connect it. I'm going to take one 3 vector node and probably I'll take dark green like this. And if I'm going to take one more lerp by hitting L, so this will be my A and this will be my B. And for alpha, I'm going to use it from here probably. So what will happen? Let's preview it. So what will happen? My green will come over here and my orange will come over here. That's the thing I want, and let's connect it from here to here. So what will happen? You are getting few greens on orange as well because I have to control my power of this thing as well, right? So what I'm going to do, let me arrange it a little, and I'm going to use one power node, and let's connect power over here, and let's connect one constant node over here so that I can control it. So by default value will be probably 1. And if I'm going to connect it, let's see what's happening. Now I'm controlling it. Probably I'll use 2. So I'm not getting green on bricks, only I'm getting green over here. So my green is looking too bright. So I'm going to change the darkness of green so that it will look like moss or something like this. Probably a little more dark. I can use it like this, right? So this is the way how you can tweak your materials and you can create multiple things by using Lerp node. So I'm using Lerp and I'm using power to control few things, right? So this is the way how you can create your materials and how you can create complex materials as well, right? Okay. Now few more things we can do. Suppose that you want to control the intensity of my base texture. So it's pretty simple. If you want overall control, so probably I can do this. I can add a multiply node over here and I can control this, and I can take one constant node, and by default value will be 1, and I'm going to connect it. If I need to control the intensity, overall intensity of my base texture, so I can control it from here, like 0.2, it will be darker, 2, it will be brighter. So it will be very easier for me to control anything if I want, right? Now, suppose that you want to control the value or intensity of normal, because detail come from normal. So let me take you through how we can control our normal data, right? So let's save it by hitting Ctrl Shift S. You can save it, and I'm going to double click over here. So if I'm going to double click over here, you can easily see we have a colored kind of stuff. But if you're going to use single channel, because if you're going to see single channel from here, it won't come. So what you have to do, compression setting, you have to do default DXT1 5 BCI, right? So you can change your values, right? So if I'm going to switch off my green and blue, you can easily see your light is coming from this direction, right? Because light is coming from this direction and shadow is getting formed over here. So this is something called light coming from x-axis. And if I'm going to see green, you can easily see light is coming from this direction, right? But if I'm going to see blue, light is coming from front or from the normal direction. So in normal channel, blue is of very lesser data, but mostly data is in red and green channel, right? So let me do it like this. Okay, so split any channel will be needing some data, like I can use component mask. So what component mask will do, it will split my red and green channel in separate layer. Like I can easily choose blue and alpha, but I don't need in this. So I have my red and green, and if I'm going to start preview, so I'll get my all the details, like, and to control the intensity, I'll be needing one multiply. And in multiply, I'll be needing one constant because I want to change the values. So by default value will be 1. Let me arrange it. But to complete my normal map, what we need all 3 channels, right? So to merge channels, because already I have red and green, but I don't have blue. So to merge channels, I'm going to use another node called append vector, right? So I can use append vector. In append vector, I'm going to use A input where my red and green channel is there, and I'm going to use my blue channel is over here, right? So if I'm going to start preview from here, I'm getting my normal map as it is, right? And after that, I'm going to connect my append node to normal. But what will happen if I'm going to see preview from this node and I'm going to change this value? So what will happen? I'm getting more detail over here, right? So let's keep value 1 and let's see from here. Let's see our material. And if I need more detail, I can go over here and I can type value 2. So you can have more detail, like 10. Can you see? I'm getting more detailed variation as well. So by splitting your normal and by combining it with the multiply and one constant, you can easily do or easily change your normal data or normal detail as well, right? So let's save it. And if I'm going in this view, we can easily see I'm having my texture. Okay, so I hope this video will help you to understand the fundamentals of creating material, and by using basic nodes like multiply and lerp and component mask, you can create complex materials as well. So I hope this video will help you to understand materials inside Unreal in a better way. And if you think that this video is helping you, please don't forget to like this video, share this video, and if you're new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe. With this said, this is VFX Vibe signing off. Have a good day.